What's up, Rated R Cars family? Let's take a drive and let's talk about what's going on with the GT350. This is just a quick update video. There's going to be no editing, there's going to be no graphics or anything like that. I just wanted to get you guys the fast update on what's going on with the GT350. So hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the engine. As you can tell, I am back in the GT350 after 15 days, after discovering that the engine block had a crack in it. Ford has already replaced the engine, so that's awesome. Kudos to Ford. Kudos to McMahon Ford in Norwalk, Connecticut, who provide excellent customer service. The purpose of this video is not only to give you an update on what's going on with the car, because we're still not done with this car. The other purpose of this is to give you a warning on something to look out for when you're dealing with Ford. So first, the update on the car. I've been in the car again for another few days. It feels awesome to be back in the GT350. It's just such a beast of an awesome car. I love it. So the engine was replaced. I got to the dealership. I looked at the engine and it just didn't look right. I've got footage of the engine. I'm going to upload that in another video, but it's kind of, I'm kind of questioning, is it a brand new engine? For whatever reason, the dealer didn't show me the paperwork on it, but they did tell me that it's a brand new engine. It cost $30,000, and that they couldn't tell me if it was a newer engine or, you know, one of the older engines, or if it was just something that was sitting around. It certainly looks like it was sitting in a warehouse for a long time, because it's got, for example, it's got scratches on the coil covers and it's caked with dirt on the manifold. And again, I'll show you what the engine looks like later. We're also going to take some of the covers off the engine to determine what engine it is. More importantly, is it one of the new upgraded engines that has technology from the GT500, such as a better long block and improved internals to be able to withstand, I think it was a certain amount of pounds of boost, maybe 15, I think. So if that's the case and it does have that stronger engine, then I'm going to be happy with it. The thing I'm not happy with is the decline in resale value, and the thing I'm also not happy with is Ford's National Customer Service Manager. So as you guys know, I have gone through a buyback with Ford with my Mustang GT, my 2018 Mustang GT that the engine blew up on. I did get an excellent deal on the buyback, but if it was after 3 excruciatingly painful months of negotiations with those guys and their absolutely abysmal, horrible customer service. So I'll tell you what I'm doing with this car. I have contacted Ford's buyback team again, because there is going to be a substantial decline in the value of this car, given the fact that it has a new engine that doesn't match the car, and I have a strike on my Carfax. You guys know me, I go through cars like once a year. My longest car I've ever had was 2 years. I do love this car, and I would like to keep it in the lineup. Well, I actually have only one car and a motorcycle as my lineup, but I'd like to add more cars in the future, but I'd always like to have a race car like this in the lineup. However, I am not satisfied with the decline in value. If I want to sell this to get an upgraded version at some point, I'm not satisfied with that. So I am contacting them to explore 3 options. One is, I heard that there is a potential of getting like a 100,000 mile extended warranty, and I know some guys who have actually done that. That wasn't offered to me. I haven't actually heard anything from them yet. They've been ignoring me. The other option is I would like to have a straight, trade for 2019 with the upgraded internals with an engine that actually already matches the car. And the other is I'll sell this, get rid of it, or trade it in and get a substantial credit towards a 2020 GT350. So those are the options. However, I have not heard back from my customer service manager, who I will call Susan M, at all. So when I first contacted customer service, they said, we will escalate this to our specialist team, or whoever they are, the buyback team, basically. They said, how do you want to be contacted? Remembering the horror of last time, and that certain things were said and not followed up on, etc. I wanted everything to be documented. I wanted everything to be in writing. So I said, please have them contact me via email. Well, Monday morning, a few days later, I get a phone call. I was on my motorcycle, so I couldn't answer the phone. She leaves a message, and it is your typical Ford buyback team message. Hi, I'm leaving a message. I will try to set aside time to call you back again tomorrow. In other words, they call you in the morning, and they don't have time to talk any other time during the day. They only can talk to you once per day. okay? And then they try again the next day. So I left her a message and I said, look, you know, I'm a customer. If you could give me a call back instead of calling me at an unscheduled time when I had given the instructions to email me, I would appreciate it. So I haven't heard anything back to her. Monday goes by, Tuesday goes by, Wednesday goes by, and now it's Thursday afternoon. No call, no email, nothing. Okay? Now you guys know me, I'm easygoing. Always be kinder than necessary. However, I buy a Call of Duty game on sale on Amazon, and I am treated like a king in terms of customer service from Amazon. You know, a $20 game I buy, and I'm a king in terms of customer service. I spent over $116,000 with Ford in 2 years. That's a brand new Mustang GT, fully decked out, $50,000, and a $66,000 GT350, and I can't get a call or an email back in over a week? No. So I'm giving you guys a warning. Before you buy a Ford, before you buy a Mustang or a GT350 or any Ford, especially given that there are certainly problems that some people are having with the engines, you better keep in mind what happens with their buyback division. This lady, Susan M., who's calling me, leaving a sort of assertive message, like I am not the customer, that's what you're going to be dealing with. Like I said, it took 3 months to get the buyback from Ford for the GT, for the regular GT. It was a good outcome. I was satisfied with it. I was not satisfied with the abysmal customer service up to that point. I am not in the mood for that again. And I'm going to be documenting this process with you, talking to the buyback team step by step. I will be keeping you guys updated so that I can make sure that you have the knowledge in your hand to make an informed decision if you're going to do business with Ford in the future. So that's where I am with the buyback. I am sitting here waiting, twiddling my thumbs. I have now left 2 messages with this person, Susan M., and I have gotten 0 attention from her. No more calls, no emails, nothing, after spending $116,000 with Ford in the past 2 years. Not to mention being completely out of pocket and having my life disrupted with 2 cars that have broken. So that's where I am. I will send another update video later on with pictures of the engine and video footage of the engine and a bit more details. But I just wanted to get you guys this message because I know a lot of you guys are asking what's going on with the engine. So that's the update. Guys, I'll keep you informed. In the meantime, always remember the motto, always be kinder than necessary, and I'll see you in the next one.